Hey everybody, today I'm going to be showing you how to actually automate your meta glasses. So if you want to post, say, a cool POV video or a photo you took to all your social media profiles, complete with a description, I'm going to show you how to do that in this video. So it's a bit of a shameless plug here. The reason I'm actually making this is I've had a few people ask me like, hey, how are you putting out these videos to all your social profiles? It's a pain to do that using the normal meta systems. You know, you can only click to go to Instagram and then you have to do it again for Facebook, and there's not even any integration or anything like that for LinkedIn. So, but before I even get into that, just a brief shameless plug. I want to show you like what some of these videos look like from because I think the POV you could do a lot of cool stuff with it.
Start this off a little differently. I've got a question for you. And it's funny, Ryan actually kind of touched on it a bit. As business owners, raise your hand if you absolutely despise dealing with your social media accounts. Come on, I know it's more than that. All right, there we go. Perfect. So, my name is Joseph, and I'm with Hippo. We help small businesses save time and earn more using AI. And one of the ways we do that is I actually have an AI which...
Okay, I think y'all get the point. And you could also do it for like, this has been another popular format. I've been doing like recording some of my door-to-door sales.
Oh. Hey, good afternoon, sir.
No, what can I do for you?
I just got a quick question for you. Do you know if the owner would happen to be here by any chance?
That's me. What can I do for you?
Nice to meet you, Joseph.
Terry.
Nice to meet you, Terry. So keep it quick. I see you're kind
You could do all sorts of cool stuff using this type of automation, and I'm going to show you exactly how to set it up right now. So this is going to look like a lot, so we'll keep it super simple. First thing you want to do, just add a Slack trigger, now Slack is an awful. For those of you who don't know, it's kind of a pain to hook up like an application. I'm going to make a separate video on that. But for now, all you need to know is that whatever channel you want to use here. Whatever channel you want to use, you just want to add a custom bot. This is what I called mine. Again, I'll show that in a separate video, but for now, just know that you need to create a Slack application. And if you want to do that, you just go to create new app from scratch, and then I'll upload a separate video on how to do that in depth. And then once you have it, you want to set this Slack trigger to watch the whole workspace. And the reason for that is I have a few different endpoints. One's for stories, one's for posts, and one's for both. So it was kind of annoying to get it to work like in individual channels. So I just have it watch like all the workspaces, and you still add it to whatever channel you want. And then just add this little filter here. Then I have this code node here that just like grabs if I upload a few images, just grabs their URLs. And what it also does is it's going to, I added a cool feature where let's say I take 3 pictures and I just upload them at the end of the night to that Slack channel. What that's going to do is it sends them out. And by the way, just to show you how this automation works, I sent this one out at 7, it's 7:07. Takes around 10 minutes, so I'll show you that, go on my profiles once we're done. Then we just have some looping logic here. I like to set the fields. And we want to do some deduplication in here. So the way because sometimes for those of you who don't know, Slack is kind of funny with videos. If you send like a video, say that one, for whatever reason, it'll send out 4 outputs. I'm not sure why it does that. But we just do some very easy deduplication using an Airtable database. All you need is the Slack file ID as the record there. And then if it's a duplicate, we just ignore it. I added a little wait node. And if not, we put it in the database. As you can see, it's not showing because there's no execution data, but we basically put the file ID there and the URL. I like to use the URL just because it's a safeguard, but you don't have to. Then we detect if it's an image or a video. The way I do that, go to the Slack trigger, do the file name. If it contains .mov, because that's usually what it's going to send. If you want, you could also do like a more logic where it's like .mp4 or whatever. And if it doesn't contain these, it goes down the image path. So you want to convert it to a JPEG. It just makes it easier to handle. I'm using Cloud Convert here. Now, by the way, when you send this off to Cloud Convert, you actually have to add this special little thing here, the headers authorization bearer, and you might be thinking, what? You're including that in a body? What, in an API request? Joe, you're crazy. Well, yes, I am crazy, but the reason we do that is we need the Slack access token because I'm using the private URL download, and again, I'm gonna show you how to set up a Slack thing in a Slack application in another video. Also, I took mine out because I don't want y'all hacking my accounts. Then we wait for conversion, all that. We grab the image. What I do is, if we're already sending it out, I actually have AI create a description. So I use AI to analyze the image. And if you have employees or you're just maybe you want a little safety checker so you don't post something stupid, I have a safety checker here. It checks if it's unsafe. If it thinks it is, it asks for my approval on Gmail. It's a super cool system. You add those, and if you approve it, then cool, it'll go back up to this main pathway. If not, it just kind of dies. Then we actually generate a description, and once we're done here, this is for image, I send it out to 3 different endpoints I have. Now, you might be thinking, like, what the heck is that naming scheme? I just have a way of naming things, but just know that, like, image, both story and post, image post, and image story. Then I have that. I'll explain that in a second, and I'm just going to go to the video here. So if instead of image, it's a video. Same thing, but we convert it to an MP4 using Cloud Convert. I'm using Fall AI to analyze the video. This is the data I'm sending. I'm sending that video URL. I got that from Cloud Convert, so I don't need to include that Slack API key there. And I'm using their video. Video understanding model here. It's pretty solid. It gets the job done. We're done here. Same thing. We need to have this logic. Just wait for the analysis, and then we get it from that endpoint. Same thing. Safety checker. Ask for approval if it's potentially bad. If not, we're good. Generate a description using the note and the image descriptions. I feed that in as a user message. And this is the prompt I'm using for actually like the system message. Again, you can adjust this however you'd like if you want it to be more expressive or whatever. Same thing, endpoints, and then the reason I have this do nothing note here, what that does is it's kind of a big loop here. If there were multiple files, that scheduling feature I mentioned. So let's say I send 2 videos at the end of today. It's going to put them out in the morning tomorrow and in the evening tomorrow. And lastly, because I just want to touch on these nodes up here, I do some scheduled database cleaning. I mentioned that, hey, I store the records for like the file ID for the video here. And those aren't super essential. These aren't like API keys or anything. You just need them for a one-off check just to prevent like the same video going up 4 times. And for those of you who follow me on Instagram, you got to see what happened before I fixed that. Shameless plug, follow me on Instagram. But yeah, we just do some schedule. We schedule the database cleaning. Oh, that should be 2. So we grab the records, loop over them. We delete them, and you'll notice this placeholder record here. The reason I actually leave those in place is because if you don't have them for whatever reason, it just down here when you aggregate records, that just causes problems downstream because it doesn't recognize that there's nothing in there. So they don't do anything. They're just there to prevent the automation from breaking. So we leave these intact. We detect if they're placeholders. See, we set is equal to placeholder, and if it is, we just ignore it, but if not, we wipe it. And those are just some things I had on my end for developer debugging, fun stuff. So yeah, this is how you automate your also those are just some security features I have, those little key nodes. You don't need to worry about those, but those are some but this is how I automated my meta glasses to make some awesome POV videos. Also, everybody, funny story. Remember how I mentioned that it doesn't... I mentioned MP4 logic that I just never added because all my stuff was MOV. When I downloaded that video from my AI editing tool, that turned it into an MP4. So I just converted it back to a MOV, and I'm gonna shoot that off again. And then once we have that done, then I'll show you the thing uploading. And by the way, I know it's not exactly a POV video, but just for demonstration purposes, I'll show it uploading to all my socials. So it's 7:21. I'll see you all at 7:31.